Ayanokoji mastered every skill that we glorify in modern self improvement. And somewhere along the line, he stopped feeling human. His story shows what happens when growth turns into pure machinery. And we'll talk about how we can prevent that for ourselves. So, I've seen like 2 seasons of Classroom of the Elite, and from what I understand, Ayanokoji is the guy who's basically goated at everything, but he just tries not to show it off. Like he can fight really well. He has all the skills needed to make a lot of money. He is extremely disciplined. He is extremely stoic. He does not act based upon his emotions. Like all of these things, modern self improvement preaches. But the thing is, like he's the perfect example of what I try to preach, that we don't want to end up like that. Because the thing is, when you solely start focusing on your productivity, you kill the humanness of your life, and you kill basically the human element of yourself. And if you've heard the saying that no matter what happens, protect your inner child, that's exactly what Ayanokoji failed to do in the show. And the thing is, when we start to see that for ourselves in our lives, it's very easy to forget the things that we actually enjoy for things that we think that matter. And this advice is not solely targeted to teenagers or people around my age. I think a lot of people who are older, like 30, 35, who do a job, who have a family, anything like that, I think they are impacted by this framework a lot as well, that they think that productivity is everything. And I think Ayanokoji is like the perfect example because he gets really emotionless. And if you ask, like, if imagine Ayanokoji that he completed all of his life, he's now on his deathbed, do you think that he would be really satisfied from his life? And another thing is that yes, Ayanokoji did not really have a choice with all of these things because he was like doing all of this really young and really early. But if you look at modern self improvement, a lot of people are discovering it like at age 11, at age 12, like really young ages. Because at the same time, like people say that at a young age people should not be exposed to phones because they are exposed to a lot of bad stuff, but at the same time, like some people are exposed to a lot of good stuff as well. So people are also getting into self improvement at a young age, and it's really easy to think that if you're not successful, if you don't have a good physique, if you don't have a good money, anything like that, that you're a failure and you're like wasting away your life, and this is not how life is supposed to be. But it's not really like that at all, because it all comes down to the fact that are you really enjoying what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And people confuse enjoying and joyful with like pleasure, because you can think of this example that if you enjoy a homeless guy or a guy who does drugs, he's feeling great all the time. Does that mean he's living a good life? No, absolutely not, because he's not really feeling purposeful, he's not really feeling joyful, he's just feeling pleasure 24/7, and that's not what we aim to get. And the thing is, a lot of people think that for a man, purpose is only making money and taking care of his people or whatever. But no, I disagree that with that completely. Because if you imagine a lot of people who are really passionate about something, like if you imagine like a family whose generations have been really good at making knives, like making the perfect knife, getting the perfect sharpness, everything like that. And for those guys who have spent all of their lives like really honing in their craft and everything like that, if you give them $1 million, it's not gonna change their life in any way. They will still choose to do that thing that they really really enjoy doing, and they feel like that is their purpose. If you take away those kind of things from people, then they will, like, I think they will just die immediately, because they will feel so purposeless in life. And there are so many examples of this in real life as well. And I'm about to give a very like niche example from anime. And if any of you has seen Ashita no Jo, Ashita no Jo's ending is a perfect example that if you stop feeling purposeful, you die. And that definitely does not only apply to money making. So my point is, for all of you young people out there who don't really know what their purpose in life is, don't immediately get into this mindset that it is making money. It is not. And it's like, for me, if somebody asks me what my purpose is, it's not making money at all. Yes, I would like to make money because it helps with a lot of things, obviously. But the fact that if you ask me, like, what is your number one purpose that you just think that your life would be empty without and purposeless without, I would think it would be not helping people and not teaching. Teaching, basically. Like, because I really enjoy teaching and I feel purposeful because I'm the best suited for this thing. And that's another thing, that if you want to feel purposeful, that how you should be, like what is your purpose and everything like that. Just think that what is something that for your personality comes the most natural to you, like according to your personal traits, that for most people they can do a labor kind of thing, like they can do something alone, work hard on it for long periods of hours without any without any social contact, because they're introverted, and for them that's like their comfort zone. And I personally cannot do anything like that. So for you, your purpose might be something like that, and it just varies from person to person. So my entire point is that self improvement is completely dead, and it will completely eat away at your humanity, like Ayanokoji, if you don't add purpose to it. If you don't do things that you actually feel purposeful, no matter how productive, how rich, how jacked you are, your life is meaningless. Your life is, you will 100% regret your life when you're actually at your deathbed. And every single person in the whole world, I'm sure they can find a purpose. Now, I understand some of you might think that I don't know my purpose and I'm sure that I don't have a purpose in life. Then just do things that you love, because if you enjoy doing things that you love, even if you don't feel purposeful, that is still better than being productive 24/7 and feeling shit at life. So I think Ayanokoji is like the perfect example of self improvement gone wrong. But I think Ayanokoji, like, I don't know who the author of Classroom of the Elite is, but he did a perfect, like, representation of where we don't want to go in life. Like, yes, Ayanokoji is cool in a lot of ways and we can learn from him, but at the same time we can also learn the fact that we don't want to be like that in real life. And I hope I was able to explain what I was trying to say in this video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.